Alright, class. Well, today we are talking about Jacksonian democracy. Okay, so we're moving out of that era of good feelings and moving into a new period in history marked by increased democracy and the presidency of Andrew Jackson. Okay, so today we're going to look at democracy and its expansion in the 1820s, and then we're going to look at Jackson's victory in a very critical election of 1828. Okay, so in the early 1800s, a lot is changing in the United States. Workshops are being replaced by large factories. Small farms are being changed to large plantations. Wealth starts to be concentrated in the hands of a few small pockets of very rich people. Okay, the average person begins to believe that power is being lost somewhat to the government, and the government is gaining a lot of control and going back to those ideas of monarchies and absolute control and getting away from more democracy. Okay, this is where Andrew Jackson enters. Okay, by 1828, most states are beginning to change their voter laws to expand that democracy to more white males. Okay, that's still leaving out African Americans, that's still leaving out women. Some of the poor and uneducated men are still being left out at this point. Okay, most states are also changing how they elect representatives, okay, through that electoral college. Most parties are beginning to hold nominating conventions. Okay, so this is where each individual party is going to nominate their own candidate. Okay, this extends it beyond that idea of patronage, okay, where the winning party can kind of pick and choose who they think should represent them. Okay, this opens it up to more people. Okay, Andrew Jackson enters the scene, okay, and people start to rally by him because he's for that common person. Okay, small farmers, small business owners start to rally behind him because he wants to change the way democracy looks. Okay, so if we're looking at the election of 1828, okay, Jackson starts to gain support from the Democratic Party. Okay, the other party is the National Republicans. Okay, they support John Quincy Adams. Jackson, okay, selects South Carolinian Senator John C. Calhoun as his running mate. Okay, Jackson's going to run on this campaign of being a war hero. Okay, he's born poor. He's earning his success through hard work. That's kind of his idea of what America and the American dream and ideal should be. Okay, Adams, Jackson supporters say he knows nothing about the common everyday person. Okay, they think he's born into this aristocracy because his father was the second president of the United States. Okay, Adams supporters, on the other hand, say that Jackson's too rough, too coarse to be president. Okay, that he doesn't have that finesse or that aristocracy vibe that most presidents had had. Okay, so his campaign is going to focus really on the personalities of these presidents. It's the first one where we kind of get away from their platforms and focus on who these people are that we're putting in office. Okay, a lot like we see today with the media coverage. Okay, so Jackson, like I said earlier, hardworking war hero. Adams, Harvard graduate. He's out of touch with common people. And so we have two very opposite candidates running here. Okay, so Jackson easily wins this popular and electoral votes he sees it as a victory for the common people. That's who put him in office. Okay, so he rewards his supporters with government jobs. Okay, this is still a form of patronage. Okay, one key person he puts in place is Secretary of State Martin Van Buren. Okay, and using the rest of this patronage or spoil system, he's going to fill his cabinet, this group of advisors, with people that he likes and people that share common ideas. And it's called the kitchen cabinet because they would often hold informal meetings in the White House kitchen. Today, the president's cabinet, is that group of advisors that helps to run the executive branch. And so Jackson's inauguration and his election into the presidency is kind of an unprecedented event that we see in U.S. history. And it's going to bring us into this new era of changes and expanding democracy to more and more people. And so we'll see that when we look at these later sections.